Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody is having a wonderful, wonderful Monday. I was actually just walking through the park. I just decided to get out the house and go for a walk or whatever. So as I was walking, I decided I will, kind of give you guys an update on my journey as far as my spiritual journey thus far. Now, first of all, let me say I am in a place where I'm just like at peace. Like, I have found, or I am finding, like who I really am, as a person. And this spiritual journey has taught me a lot so far, and it's been amazing, actually, very amazing. I find myself, doing things I thought I'd never do, trying things I thought I'd never try. I have really started to figure out exactly makes me happy. And it's quite interesting because all the shit I thought I didn't like, excuse my French, is a lot of the things that I do like. Like, I like to be outside in the nature. I just like to hear nothing, like absolutely nothing. So I enjoy doing this. This really brings me peace, and it's actually kind of therapeutic as well, because it's one of the places that my mom and I actually would come and walk a lot of the time. So I feel like this is how I get my time with her, when I come out here to the park and I just walk around and just relax, so to say. But I really wanted to let y'all know, this spiritual journey that I have been on is probably one of the best decisions I have ever done, ever. But you have to be ready for it. Like, if you're not ready for it, then it's not for you, because you're gonna have to really unpeel back layers and layers and layers and layers of things that have happened to you in your life. You have to really begin to face those things. Like, you can't hide anything. You have to truly, 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 be honest with yourself, real, for real, for real. And you have to start looking at things and analyzing things from, more of a different perspective, because as you continue to grow throughout your journey, your mind, your process of thought, your thinking is no longer the same on what it used to be. You'll begin to notice that you don't enjoy the things that you once enjoyed. It doesn't bring you much fun and pleasure, to do the things that you used to do, or associate yourself with different things or whatever. And you begin to kind of back up from certain things or people, or whatever. But if they really care about you and they really love you, they will understand that, you're not necessarily pushing them away. You're just getting your space. And, with the big change that kind of happened within my life, I can't believe that I'm just this peaceful. This spiritual journey actually started for me in 2020. Yeah, it started for me in 2020. So the pandemic had really just hit. I was working at Geico. I was about just sick of it. Like, I was on the edge of it. Like, it was just causing me too much stress in my life for a paycheck. And I ain't gonna lie, I hated it. I hated that place. So I decided that, that ain't what I want to be. Like, I know this ain't it. This ain't for me. And I just hated it all around. I was thankful for it, but I just didn't like the job. So I decided to, step out on faith and quit my job. And that's exactly what I did. I didn't tell really nobody. I just quit. Didn't tell nobody because I didn't want to hear anybody's judgment. Like, girl, you crazy. You don't quit your job. You crazy. But I wasn't studying it. You know what I'm saying? I had already knew what I wanted and what I asked for. So I was like, okay, I quit. And I started to, really try to figure out who I am. I tried to pray more, try to meditate more. I started leaning into the world of like spirituality. So I started to pray more. I started to meditate more. I started, trying to get back in the gym, exercising, doing yoga, that kind of stuff or whatever. And it began to work for me. Things had to start just like prospering, like transpiring, in my life that I was just like, oh my goodness, or whatever. So everything was going so well, for me. I had began to get in a new place in my life. I started to really, just care about me for a change. So, this went on and I started getting good at it. But then I kind of like started like slipping off. But I never fell off. I just wasn't as into it as I was when I first got started. So I continued to practice at it, and I started getting better at it, and started like meditating and, praying more and things like that. And I began to feel completely different, as I began to progress, and it was like an eye opener. So I knew that my life had changed because when I began to get better at it, it started like summer of last year. I was doing my morning routine where I would get up, go outside on our deck, and I would pray and I would do yoga and I would meditate. And as I was meditating this one time, now, it is morning. It was early in the morning or whatever, but as I was praying this time, it was like that. It was like I seen something different than I normally would when I pray or when I meditate. It was like a opening, like bright light, and it wasn't sun. Like, it was a different type of light, and it was just like shining on me or whatever, and I can hear the voice clearly speak to me, letting me know that, it is time. Like, it is time for you to move forward. It is time for you to, start moving some things around in your life or whatever. So, and it said a lot of other things, but those are the things that, I can just talk about at this moment. But, and then once I snapped back, like, I was crying like tears of like joy, like a baby, like boo-hooing or whatever, because it's like I had a breakthrough at that very moment or whatever. So that's how I knew at that moment. I'm like, okay, God, for one, God is real. Let's just put that out there. So I started to, do more things to kind of enhance, my spirituality. Started trying to read more, just kind of educate myself on exactly what is like being spiritual or whatever. So at that point, I had really came to a good place in my life. Like, I was really praying, I was really, meditating, and then boom, I get COVID. Then my daughter catches COVID. Then my mom catches, basically my whole family caught COVID. But my mom was the only one who was, had the worst condition for everybody or whatever. And let me say this, full disclosure, like she fought that thing. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, she fought that thing, okay? But in order for me to truly grow and to truly prosper and to truly, truly, truly get out of life exactly what life was meant for me, she picked herself over me, over my brother, because she knew the life that we would have. She know that we would be okay. She know that I would take care of him, you know. And while she was sick, she had to be hospitalized or whatever. So, you know, during her time in the hospital, she was there a whole month before she passed away. And, you know, she had good days and she had bad days, but it was never a day that, you know, didn't go by that I didn't go up there, especially when I was able to go if the hospital, you know, was letting us in. So how I knew it was about close to her passing is because this one particular day when I went up there to the hospital, and she had a rough night the night before or whatever. I don't really want to get too much into it or whatever, but she had a rough night the night before. So when I went to see her, as usual, she wasn't her usual self. She was kind of down a little bit or whatever, but you know, I talked and I made, you know, cheered her up and made her feel happy or whatever. But this particular day, she was like, she just kind of wanted to rest. She really in the mood for no company, which I understood that, which it worked out perfect because I had something I needed to do anyway. But I was like, okay, cool. So I got her relaxed in the bed. You know, I made sure she ate her breakfast, you know, all that she could eat anyway. And then I put on some meditation music or whatever, something like cool breeze sounds or water sounds or whatever, something that helped her get relaxed or whatever. So also on this day, it was like a really, really, really pretty day outside. So how her room was facing, she had the perfect like sunrise view from her room. So I let the blinds up or whatever, and I cut the music on, and you know, and I can tell that before I can even walk out the door, she was just like about to doze off. So after about 2 hours went by, I started calling her phone, and she wasn't answering or whatever. So I kept calling, she wasn't answering. I called her room phone, she wasn't answering. So I was like, okay, this lady ain't answering the phone. Like, what is going on? So I went up there, and she was still asleep. So I woke her up when I walked in the room or whatever. And I was like, I'm sorry, Ma. I said, I just been calling you. You was still asleep. She was like, yeah. She was like, I just feel so good. I feel so rejuvenated. She was like, I just felt that light beaming on me, and that sun was shining, and she just was like in a totally different space when I came back. So I'm like, okay, you know, or whatever. And so at that moment, I felt like, okay, well, maybe the meditation music is, you know, help her be relaxed or whatever. But me not knowing that, you know, she had experienced something totally different. So sad to say, the following week, no, that happened on a Tuesday. She passed that Friday or whatever. But she had experienced an out-of-body experience as far as like where she wanted to be, and she kind of chose where she wanted to be because it was more at peace, if you get what I'm saying. I believe that God gave her a preview on what life was like versus heaven on earth, and she chose heaven over earth. But she knew she could make that decision without making sure that I would be able to, you know, provide for myself and provide for Logan and, you know, take care of my brother however, you know, he may need. So she wanted to make sure that I was able to do those things before she decided to, you know, go on to her side where she wanted to be more at peace. And so I'm understanding it now, but I didn't understand it then, because that particular day And it didn't dawn on me until way afterward or whatever. But anyway, when I referred back to that day on me putting on the meditation music for her going to sleep, I mean, you know, her waking up or whatever, and she was like, the light was shining on her, and I was trying to be funny, and I was like, you didn't go to the light, did you, Caroline? Or whatever, trying to be funny, but really, she wasn't talking about the light of the sun. She was talking about the light that God had shined on her. So he opened it up for her to see what it's really like. So she seen it, and she wanted that, and she seen people that she missed, people that she loved, people that she adored, you know, and she chose a better life in a more place of peace for her. And I'm at peace with that. You know what I'm saying? I love my mom. I miss her so much. I miss her physical presence, but I'm so happy with, you know, with what it is here now. You know, like, I miss her every day, but I know that she's with me every single day. Like, and I know when she's communicating with me, because I will see her birthday on everything. Every single thing. Like, if I'm riding down the car, I can see a tag with her birthday on there, because that's her way of communicating with me, is, you know, through her birthday or whatever. And it's just so crazy. But when you begin to get on this road of spirituality, basically what I'm saying is, you begin to lose certain people and certain things in your life. Sometimes, in a lot of cases, some of them, they don't necessarily consume who you are anymore. But in certain cases, it's just really time for you to, you know, live for you. And I felt like he knew that I would truly never be me, you know, without me worrying so much, or depending on her so much. So he was like, okay, well, let me show you that you can. So he, you know, showed her something better, and she chose better. And I'm so happy for her, because she's so happy and she's so at peace. But she knew that we would be okay. So that's why she chose, you know, to go on. And I can't say, like, it has definitely been a true journey. Like, she has been gone for like 6 months. So I want to say for the last about 5 of them, I have been solely like committed to my spirituality or whatever. So I decided that I really never grieved. I'm gonna just be honest. I really never grieved, because the month of August, I was sick. The month of September, she was in the hospital up until her passing on the 17th. After that, I returned back to work October 1st. And I had been working up until I decided to take this break for my, you know, for my healing. And it was probably the best decisions I ever made. Like, I'm so in a place where I don't really care anymore what people think or how people feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to work on me, like my mind, my body, my soul, my spirit, like all of that. So, excuse me, I, you know, really enjoy what I'm doing. It's so peaceful, you know, and people ain't gonna look at you the same. People ain't gonna feel the same about you no more. Like, they ain't gonna even look at you the same, because you ain't on the same shit they on no more. And that's completely fine. That is completely fine, because when you are truly trying to heal from within, like, you're gonna have to make some adjustment. You're gonna have to sacrifice some things. That's where the sacrifice gonna come in. And then to see if you're really dedicated to this, if you're really determined to do this. Okay, let's see how much you're gonna put in the work. Like, you know, who you gonna depend on? Like, are you gonna depend on you, or you gonna depend on somebody else? Like, it just really open up your mind to, like, know that really you all you need. To be honest, like, you all you need to be happy. You all you need to be successful. You all you need to, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you have people, though, that are in your corner and who, you know, who are good people for you and to you, yeah, of course you can use their help. They always gonna be a person of interest to be helpful to or be getting help from. But when you come into a space like this, you have to start reevaluating people, reevaluating situations, relationships that you probably have had, whether it's men or family, whatever. You have to unpeel all of that. And within these few weeks, probably about 2 weeks, I done unfolded a lot. A lot. And I'm just like, your girl is growing. Like, I am growing. I am prospering. I'm so at peace. I'm happy. I'm getting in shape. Like, I'm eating healthy. I'm getting outside more. Like, I'm like outside as in like nature outside. Like, not nothing else. This is like the peace for me, and I enjoy doing it, and I love doing it, and I'm gonna keep at this journey. But I just wanted y'all to say, like, I just wanted y'all to know, like, for whoever is thinking about getting on this journey of spirituality, I promise you it will be probably one of the best decisions that you've ever made. But I'm gonna say this too: you have to be ready to put the work in. If you ain't ready to put the work in, don't even go trying it. Simple as that. Because you got to be ready to talk about things you ain't never talked about before, and not necessarily saying with somebody else, but you're gonna have to be able to talk about it with you. Because for me, part of my healing of this process is I write a lot. And I write about everything, anything that may have come to my mind. I write about those things, how I was feeling at that moment. Like, I don't mind expressing myself on that paper, because that's me letting it out. And I don't mind, because it's helping me. I'm just letting y'all know, like, God is real. That's number one, because I couldn't do this without him. He showed me this life for me, what my life desires. He showed me all of that, but I had to put the work in. So get what I'm doing. Putting the work in. Because I know what I deserve. I know who I am. I know who I'm supposed to be. I like what I like, and I don't care who don't like it. Like, I'm just at a place where I'm living for me. Like, I'm solely living for me, for what makes me happy, for what I like to do, for once in my life. Like, out of all my years, I never really truly lived for me. Like, I never really just did what made me happy, but now I am. I never really was like, I was always, conscious of what people think, or what they might say about what I got on, or how my hair look, or I look like this, or my body look like this, or whatever. But guess what? I don't care. I don't care, because I'm living for me. So during this process, if I gain a pound or lose a pound, it ain't none of your damn business. Or if I, choose not to do certain things, or, go certain places, it's just about me now. I'm living for me. Me. Because I want to be a better me. For, all the me's I done slept on. So at this point, if you're going to be watching my page, or, whatever, if you feel like I'm going to be too arrogant, or I'm doing too much, I'm gonna be loud because I'm proud of me. I love me. I am beautiful. Like, and I know this. So you just have to learn how to love you the right way. Don't let other people's perception of who you are try to be who they say you are. Like, no. Don't be who they say you are.
I have more kids.
But you have to really, truly love you. Like, you have to truly love yourself from within, like, for real. And y'all just don't understand. For me to make this video, if you don't watch it all the way to the end, you don't understand how hard this was for me. I've never been comfortable with, you know, recording myself or, you know, things like that. Like, ooh, what if my skin don't look right? What if my hair don't look right? You know, whatever. But today, I decided to do it. And I like it. So I'm going to probably start posting more videos, you know, on this journey as I go on. And the only thing I can tell y'all is, do you. Live for you. No one else's opinion, no one else's thoughts, no one else's negativity. Ooh, could try that thing away here, honey. So, just do you. Enjoy you. Self-care is important. Very important. Like, love on you for a second. And it's okay. So, I want y'all to have an amazing day. Enjoy your Monday. I'm about to get ready to go get my baby. And we're gonna enjoy this sun. So y'all have a good day.